Продовжуємо роботу в українському кризовому медіа-центрі. Запрошую до слова полковника Андрія Lysenko.
Now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson on ATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Welcome. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Now to your attention is the information about events in the anti-terror operation zone and about training of Ukrainian armed forces and other events. During the last 24 hours, the situation in the anti-terror operation zone remained tense, and the enemy continued shelling of the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine with the weapons prescribed by Minsk agreements. Also, proxies of Russian peace will do once again have shown their inhumane nature by committing crime against law enforcers near the line of confrontation. The Lugansk sector in the morning and in the evening, illegal armed formations shelled our positions near Travneva with the use of 120mm mortars, both shellings in the course of which the enemy launched 14 mines didn't pose a threat to the lives of our servicemen. That's why the servicemen didn't return fire. And also in the region Donetsk, Krymska, Alexandrivka, Troitska and Svetlodarska, where the enemy used small arms against our detachments, Ukrainian detachments provided tough response to the enemy. In the result, all enemy shellings didn't last more than 20 minutes. And in shelling of Novolugansk, in the course of which the militants tried to verify the operation of all of the grenade launchers, the Ukrainian defenders during 40 minutes suppressed the enemy with the use of mounted anti-tank grenade launcher fire. And the Lugansk sector, there were 8 shellings delivered by the enemy. The Donetsk sector, Russian occupation forces 8 times opened fire at our positions near Vodyane, Novomikhailivka, Avdiivka, Pisky and Talakivka with the use of grenade launchers and small arms. In the region of Pisky, the enemy launched 2 82mm mines. And each time, Ukrainian defenders toughly suppressed provocations of the enemy with the use of grenade launcher fire and small arms fire. On the whole, during the last 24 hours, the enemy delivered 16 shellings of the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine along the line of confrontation. In the prevailing majority of instances, Ukrainian detachments returned fire. Unfortunately, in the region of Gnutovo, near the line of confrontation, and service vehicle of the National Police with the crew of operative investigative group who were on the way to respond to a call tripped a mine, and one police officer was killed and 2 were wounded and evacuated to military hospital in Mariupol. Our hearts go out to the relatives of the law enforcer who died for his native land. According to information provided by Main Intelligence Department, among the personnel of the so-called 1st and 2nd Army Corps, there is an increase of dissatisfaction over conditions of service and unwillingness to take part in battle actions against ATO forces. In order to prevent massive discharge of the militants recruited from the local residents, Russian Occupation Command demand from the command of so-called LPR and DPR to cancel decisions to increase the salaries of coal miners because they believe that this will cause return of recruited miners to peaceful labor. Also, the enemy continues to implement measures of information and psychological influence on local population and disseminate through the media distorted and untruthful information. Yesterday, on the 15th of November, in the zone of responsibility of so-called 1st Army Corps in the region of Alexandrovka, Russian journalists were carrying out a video footage of the alleged violations delivered by ATO forces. At that, special group carried out simulation of so-called shellings and explosions in their own positions. This week, groups of civil and military cooperation in the anti-terror operation zone provided delivery of humanitarian assistance for low-income population of frontline villages Lugansk and Zolote 4. Local residents got clothes, food products, and coal for heating. Officers of Volnovakha Civil and Military Cooperation Group delivered medicines of Ukrainian and foreign production collected by volunteers of Lviv. Group of civil and military cooperation Stanitsa Luganska accompanied workers of gas service to Malinova, Stanitsa Luganska, Valuiska, Olkhova and Makarova in order to restore damaged gas equipment. Servicemen of Berdyansk Civil and Military Cooperation Group provided passage through the checkpoint and accompanying of oversized equipment with the construction material to Berdyansk to restore a house of a local resident. Also, the officers provided volunteer help to low-income residents of Sopina. Also, Kalinova Civil and Military Cooperation Group disseminated periodicals with social and political information about Ukraine, and also they disseminated in the region of their responsibility the same information in Toretsk, Bakhmut, Petropavlivka, Starobelsk, Popasna, Mariupol, and Svetlodarsk. Over the last week, military sappers in the region of anti-terror operation cleared from mines more than 16.5 hectares of land and deactivated 1,049 explosive objects. From the start of anti-terror operation, engineering and sapper detachments of the armed forces of Ukraine deactivated more than 173,500 mine and explosive devices and cleared from explosive objects more than 3,500 hectares of land in Donetsk and Lugansk oblasts. The United States, Great Britain helped the armed forces of Ukraine to organize a system of training of specialists in defense planning. The Minister of Defense of Ukraine approved recommendations on defense planning based on capabilities at the Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces of Ukraine. And this is the first document of defense planning based on capabilities prepared and adopted by Defense Ministry. And a new comprehensive document of development of capabilities of the Armed Forces of Ukraine is developed according to the scheme of modern business plan, and this will be the basis for elaboration of plans of maintenance and development of armed forces and formation of budget request, and also the start of periodic review and assessment of capabilities of the forces. Thank you.